Good morning, guys. Laura here from Hedgehog's Homestead. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy. They heard my voice out here. I am gonna get out today. Got a plant my squash. It is hot today, so just watered the garden about half an hour ago. Now I'm gonna get out there and plant the squash. Got to show you a couple things that are gonna make my life easier in the hot sun. My daughter got me this last year for Mother's Day for gardening. It is a godsend when it's hot like this. And now that I'm having back issues, she got me another amazing present for Mother's Day. This thing right here. And I can sit up on it or kneel down. And it's got these awesome handles on it so I can prop myself up and get up. And that's how... I don't know if you saw in the last video, I've been mulching like crazy. Wood chips are really light, so I can lift those. And mulching is just makes things look fantastic in the garden. So I couldn't do it without this little piece she got me for Mother's Day. So I am so thankful for that. Thank you, Dana. In our last video, or the video before last, we went shopping together, and you guys can see her in that video if you want to see her. She was in town just for a week with the grandbaby and her husband and visiting us, and we had a great time. So look out for those videos. Now I'm going to get the squash in the ground. Guys, the chickens are enjoying the clean out of the garden beds and one duck. We lost 2 of our female ducks, so we just have that male. I'm only keeping him because of his duck manure. And then we lost a black chicken and yeah, so we lost 2 ducks and a black chicken recently to a predator that didn't leave any evidence close to the fence. So it either was a really big bird or probably bobcat. So I'm going to get planting in these 2 beds. And excuse my mess of a garden, but when you have a back like I do. Now this crop has been eaten on by, even though we're getting heads on it, rabbits. So we might just plant around this crop. So I'm not worried about that. We'll still get some heads out of this, but Fred. And then I need to mow really bad in here, but so we saved this bed and had a tarp on it. I need to get the weeds out there yet, but that's ready to go. Tomatoes here, I'll plant some. And then if we need more room, we'll plant some in here, so I'll have to clean out this bed, most likely. And then we can put some over here, which I need to clean out this bed. There's onions and garlic in here. That's probably ready to get picked. Yeah. So maybe that is ready. That is huge. So maybe we can pick some of the garlic out of here. I know that not all of it is going to be that big. I might want to wait a couple more days to pick the garlic. That's a different variety. You can tell that one, it's a little too muddy yet. So we'll wait on that to pick our garlic. And our onions are looking fantastic, and they're starting to bulb up. As you can see there, I need to weed this bed too. Some of our garlic is big, some of our garlic is small. So this will be ready to get picked as soon as these beds dry out a little bit. So I'm gonna wait a little while, but I will take these in the house, and I don't want to take any extra dirt with me, and I'll cover up those worms that were beautifully in there. So we'll get Now that I know that my garlic is probably ready to get picked, I have some big heads and I have some beautiful small ones, which is fine for this year. The garden isn't going to be as spectacular as far as my onions and my garlic because we started out with, I think, 6 ducks, 2 males and 4 females, and we ended up with 1 duck. So that's what I feed my garlic and my onions with. Yeah. So I didn't have as much food for them is my point. So I'm gonna put these on the porch and we'll get those dried off. And I think I'm gonna put them in the shop underneath a fan we have in there. And it's a lot drier in there, and we'll just let it, maybe we'll put a pallet down and put them on there. I also want to show you something else, guys. It's really awesome. Before I get this squash in the ground, I really need to mow over here, but I just wanted to show you guys my elderflower. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? I need to pick some of these before they all start going to seed because I want to have elderflower tea for immune boost, and I could probably pick some of these that are in good flower now. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and let these other seed heads that are coming out go to berry. So I'm excited about that. Let's get these in the ground. Oh man. There was a squash or something planted in here before. This soil is really moist, so I won't even need to really water them in. And these are all pumpkins, which are good for our dogs and just to decorate with. I'm taking off any bottom leaves, anything that looks nasty, I take it off. And pumpkins, you guys can bury them quite deep because they have those little hairs on them that will turn into roots if you want, or if you need to. Okay, pumpkins are planted. Now I'm going to get out of here and clean out this bed because I have a couple climbers. I have some squash that needs to climb, so we'll get those planted. Need to mow over here, but I just wanted to show you guys my elderflower. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? I need to pick some of these before they all start going to seed because I want to have elderflower tea for immune boost, and I could probably pick some of these that are in good flower now. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow first thing in the morning and let these other seed heads that are coming out go to berry. So I'm excited about that. Okay, I got this bed ready, but what I accidentally did, guys, is I tore out a whole vine of passion flower, which I'm bummed about that, but I have more passion flower coming up. This is the bed where my passion flower has decided to grow, and I love passion flower tea. It's so good for you. Potato squash is planted. I need to take off those yellow leaves, but that's when you know you really need to get your plants in the ground. I should have had these in here last week, but it rained all last week, and my daughter was in town, and we enjoyed the rain together. So we went shopping instead. So these should have been planted last week, but they're in the ground now, and we have plenty of growing season here in Tennessee. Running out of room, and so I started planting some of my tomatoes, or my squashes, in between my onions that are going to get pulled soon. You can see right there, there is a watermelon next to an onion that's going to get pulled soon, and I need to weed this bed anyway, so I'll just do that. And I also put one here next to my parsley. Put a couple in this bed so they could climb up the trellis here. And then on top of this bed, I put some on the edge, pumpkins on the edge, so that they can trail out this way. And then I did the same thing with my tomatoes over here, next to my tomatoes over here. These can trellis off of tomatoes. And so that's it. Oh, and I got this whole bed done. And so now I'm just gonna get the sprinkler going and let it all water in really good. And that's about it. I am a dirty, dirty mess now, and I better get inside. My husband just got home with the trailer. We missed our window to get our pigs at market, and so we had to go back and give the trailer back that we were using. And so because we missed that window, we had to borrow somebody else's trailer. And so it's nice that we are hooked up with enough farmers now where we can borrow trailers and stuff like that. Just good people out here in Tennessee that are very so generous and so kind to let us do that. I just love it. So that is it for the garden today. I am going to come back and weed all these beds and do what I did to my other garden beds. Just put wood chips everywhere. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. God bless, and we'll see you guys next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. Bye.